Imagine being born into a palace of gold, but locked away in a tower your whole life. Face with open mouth, that was the reality for countless royal kids with disabilities throughout history. Kings saw their thrones as divine gifts, so any heir who looked or learned differently became a state secret. Some were sent to distant monasteries, others disappeared from records entirely. But here's the wildest part. One Ottoman prince was hidden so well, historians only found his existence 400 years later through palace laundry lists. This is the heartbreaking story of royal children with Down syndrome, erased to protect a crown's perfect image. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe our channel. Understanding Down syndrome. So what exactly is Down syndrome? Think of chromosomes like recipe books for building humans. Most of us have 46 cookbooks, but people with Down syndrome have an extra copy of book number 21. Books this changes how their bodies develop, giving beautiful features like almond-shaped eyes and super warm smiles. Though they face health challenges, modern science proves they can absolutely live amazing lives. But back then, royals panicked. Without genetics knowledge, they blamed weak bloodlines or family curses. Yet Islamic history tells a different story. Sparkles while European kings hid disabled heirs. Muslim scholars like Al-Razi wrote about accommodating disabilities in his 9th century medical texts, showing true leadership means compassion, not perfection. Nerissa and Catherine Bowes-Lyon. Imagine your own family declaring you dead while you're still breathing. Face screaming in fear. That's exactly what happened to Nerissa and Catherine Bowes-Lyon, Queen Elizabeth II's own cousins. Born in 1919 and 1926, these royal sisters had learning differences. Historians believe possibly Down syndrome, but instead of support, their family secretly sent them to a mental institution called Royal Ulswood. Then came the ultimate betrayal. Official family records listed both as deceased for decades. Nerissa lived there until 1986. Catherine until 2014, forgotten by the world and rarely visited. Their truth only exploded in the 1980s when journalists uncovered the lie. Exploding head. Here's the kicker. While this happened in 20th century Britain, contrast this with Sultan Bayezid II's Ottoman court 500 years earlier. When his nephew struggled with epilepsy, the Sultan provided special tutors and public stipends. Proving dignity for those with differences isn't modern. It's timeless integrity. Sparkles, the Bowes-Lyon scandal shows how fear of imperfect royals tragically overrode basic humanity. Princess Alexandrine. Not locked away, but not free either. Crown meet Princess Alexandrine of Prussia, 1915 to 1980. Diagnosed with Down syndrome when most royals would have hidden her. Her parents broke the mold. No institution, no fake death certificates. But here's the catch. While she appeared in family photos and lived comfortably, she was treated like a royal ghost. No public duties, no official events, just quietly shuffled away from the spotlight. Her life shouts this uncomfortable truth. Love us privately, but never let the world see us. Now flip the script to 16th century Istanbul. Mosque. While European royals hid relatives, Sultan Suleiman's court physician documented disability accommodations in medical texts. One Ottoman prince with paralysis even had his wheelchair designed by palace engineers, because true leadership doesn't hide human diversity. It honors it. Alexandrine's comfortable cage reminds us, half acceptance isn't acceptance at all. And de Gaulle. Meet history's best-kept secret, and de Gaulle. Locked with key. Born in 1928 to France's future president Charles de Gaulle, and had Down syndrome. In an era where elites hid disabled children, her parents did the unthinkable. They kept her home. Charles was famously devoted, playing piano for her, calling her his joy. But society's shame was real. Though loved deeply, and became the invisible daughter, shielded from cameras, erased from official narratives. Pensive face. Tragedy struck when she died at 20 from pneumonia. But here's the light in the darkness. Her heartbroken mother founded a hospital for disabled kids, the Foundation de Gaulle. The stark contrast. While 20th century Europe forced families into shadows, flashback to 1300s Granada, Muslim Spain's Sultan Muhammad IV built public maristans, hospitals, with dedicated wings for disabled care, centuries before the West. And story proves love can spark change. But imagine if leaders everywhere embraced Islam's golden age legacy of visible compassion sooner. A broader historical pattern. Think these 20th century stories are shocking? Dig deeper. Scroll 4 centuries before this. Royal children with differences faced even darker fates. Many vanished into remote castles, silent monasteries, or worse. Why? Because thrones built on divine perfection couldn't bear visible flaws. Some infants didn't survive infancy, their stories buried with them. This wasn't just cruelty, it was systemic erasure. But here's what they forgot. True strength isn't hiding differences. It's protecting the vulnerable. While European kings silenced their own blood, Islamic civilizations built systems of care. In 14th century Cairo, Sultan al-Nasir Muhammad's hospital reserved wards for disabled patients. In Ottoman Istanbul, the Darüşşafa Mental Hospital offered therapy gardens and music treatment. Because our faith teaches that dignity is non-negotiable. The painful truth? Countless royal children were robbed of love to preserve a lie. Their erased lives scream a lesson we must remember. Leadership isn't about appearing perfect. It's about having the courage to show humanity. Reflecting on progress and legacy. Today, teens with Down syndrome are breaking barriers royal kids couldn't dream of. Graduation cap graduating college, first place medal winning gold medals, even addressing the UN. But this revolution is brand new. Rewind just 50 years and even queens hid cousins like Nerissa and Catherine in institutions, listed as dead in family records. Princess Alexandrine lived as a ghost in her palace. Only Anne de Gaulle's parents dared show love behind closed doors. Their truth? Royal blood meant nothing if you looked different. You were erased, isolated, forgotten. But here's what history's silence won't tell you. Every child mattered then, even when palaces denied it. Islamic civilizations proved inclusion wasn't modern. It was timeless Iman, faith. When 13th century scholar Ibn Sirin interpreted dreams of disability, he called them blessings testing society's compassion. Not curses. Their hidden pain fueled our progress. Anne's foundation? UK disability laws? Built on their unseen tears. Final truth. True royalty isn't in bloodlines. It's in how we treat the most vulnerable. As the Quran teaches, the most noble among you is the most righteous. 49:13. These erased children, they weren't flaws. They were mirrors showing empires their moral poverty. And today, when you see a person with Down syndrome shining in public, that's the revolution those hidden souls deserved. Honoring their memory. History books glorify conquerors and crowns crown. But true legacy is written in how we treat the unseen. These royal children lived when difference meant shame. Yet their lives held divine worth equal to any sultan or queen. By remembering Nerissa, Catherine, Alexandrine, and today we do what palaces refused. We return their stolen dignity. We reject the lie that perfection equals power. Light bulb, and here's our urgent lesson. Progress isn't permanent. Right now, stigma still shadows those with disabilities. But 800 years ago in Baghdad, Caliph al-Mustansir's hospital had ramps, tactile paths, and therapists, because Islamic civilization knew care for the vulnerable isn't charity, it's ibadah worship. Whoever does not show mercy will not be shown mercy. Sahih Bukhari 59:97. These erased souls are our compass. They ask us, do we still hide differences to please society? Do Instagram perfect lives blind us to real worth? Will we build communities where every soul is seen? So let their light return. Share their names. Break the silence that imprisoned them. Support modern heroes like Down syndrome advocate Ramatha al-Busaidi, Omani scientist shattering barriers. Live the Quran's command. Do not let your hatred of a people cause you to be unjust. 5:8. Their stories were buried, but like seeds in desert sand, they now bloom into change. You carry their legacy. When you choose inclusion over image, you don't just honor them, you fulfill Islam's highest calling, making mercy visible.